Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of A Chapter a Day Keeps the Doctor Away. My name is Alan, otherwise known as Hisui, and I'm from ReverseThieves.com as well as the Speak Easy podcast. And this time I'm looking at Hayate, the Combat Butler, Chapter 444. Look! The chapter number is incredibly unlucky. Everyone who sees it will be cursed. Star! So, just in case you didn't know, 4 is considered an unlucky number because it's pronounced the same way as the word for death. So, 444, that's like triple death. The only thing could be worse is 4 4s. But then Hayate would have to get up to 4,444 chapters, which, as much as I love Hayate, I don't even think Hada has enough time as a human being to do, let alone would he want to. But 444 is still pretty impressive. Pretty much the highest number of 4s you're probably going to get up to as a mangaka. Unless you're an immortal vampire like the guy who does JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But enough about 4s. And who are not 4 Masumane from Zeta Gundam. We see Hayate is like ready to take on his brother, and Nagi's like, wait a minute. If I get back that stone, I just get back all my inheritance. Look, how about I just pay you the fragging money right now? I just like, here's all the money. Hayate wins. And he's like, sure, you can do that. I accept it. But then he's just a little punk who has to, basically bow down to me and say, I'm a little girl, help me out. Wah. And Hayate is like, fudge that. I am going to crush you. And everyone's like, whoa. And once again, Hayate, the one thing that really steams Hayate is like, it's been years since I've seen my brother. I'm like, I have one good relative. Although apparently, I don't think we've gotten up to the point where the movie has taken place. So he still hasn't met or at least re-seen his grandmother, who is, one decent relative. I mean, sure, she was a ghost and, did some stuff to trap Nagi and people in an amusement park. But, in her defense, she was trying to trap them all there so she could give Hayate a stone because he thought that Nagi was, putting him into, indebted slavery and wanted him to just pay back his loan to be free. So, and then she's like, Nagi, everybody go. So, really, overall, she didn't really want to hurt anybody, and she just wanted Hayate to be happy. So, that's one good relative, but now when I think about it, that's technically in the future of the Hayate manga. So, he still can only remember, so far, total douchebag relatives. And he's like, yeah, but wow, that was sidetracked. But yeah, so, Hayate's like, yeah, I thought my brother was like my one good relative. Now that I see him after 10 years, he's total dirtbag, like my mom and dad. F him. I'm gonna beat him into the ground like I'm gonna one day beat my mom and dad. And this pretty much starts everybody going, oh man, Hayate is friggin' scary. Every once in a while, he could be Terminator Kid. But, he usually gets people who totally, deserve it. And, it's for short periods of time. But this is like madder than we've ever seen him. And, he's basically summons Kotetsu by being like, oh man, I guess I'm gonna have to shrimp into my bathing suit. Oh, Kotetsu, amazing that you would arrive. How unexpected. Look, rebuild that beachside restaurant in 2 hours. That isn't a friggin' request. Do it! And right off the bat, you can tell that, like, he is using Kotetsu, who he despises. So you automatically know he is for serious. And then later on in the chapter, he's basically riding Kotetsu, and he's like, Hina, Maria, come over here. There's something that you need to do. And he's like, put on these outfits. Yes, they're sexy bunny outfits. Yes, they're embarrassing. I do not care. I just need you to be sexy girls and draw customers to this place so I can win this contest and get the heck, and get my stone and just forget my brother exists as a human being. So, I don't want to hear anything. Oh, and Maria, you're actually hot. So you're in the front. And Hinagiku, you're really pretty, but you're more in the cute category. So you're going to work in the back. You wait tables and stuff, but you're not like a bring girls into the restaurant girl. And like Hinagiku's like, oh my god, he just pretty much like, ouch, and fuck you. And while all this is going on, the less crazy, and also a little less boom group is like, Hayate could probably win this. I mean, he has horrible luck, but when it comes to making other people money and like being a good employee and being a good restaurant person, he's actually pretty good. So what's probably going to happen is he's going to win this concert and he's basically going to, say, all right, here's my jewel. Now you can go choke and, die like everybody else I'm related to. Never talk to me again. Bye! And she's like, we gotta get back his memory. We gotta bring back, the actual love that they had for each other. Because this should not be the way that they part and never see each other again. Basically being like, man, that other guy was a total douche. I can't believe I was ever related to him. See you never. And so, they're like, man, we totally have to, all right. The problem is, the doctor lady, she couldn't get back his memories because he didn't want them back. We have to convince him that he wants his memories back. And that will be the key to unlocking his memories and hopefully getting them to, part on good terms. And they're like, all right, that's a great plan. How are we going to do it, Nagi? And she's like, get them to change line IDs. And I had to look that one up. Line is apparently like a messaging service that's super popular in Japan. Kind of like an instant messenger, and so I think you can also play games over it. So there's something new, Always learning something from Hayate. Apparently it's the most popular one in Japan. So they're like, yeah, we're totally going to find out facts about him and hopefully convince him to love his brother again. Yay! And so, but yeah, the chapter ends with Athena being like, Hayate, you're kind of being a monster. Like, as much as you hate your family members, you're not that much better. And when you really are set on something, kind of like your brother, you kind of unreasonably assume that everybody's going to go along with it. And Hayate's a little perplexed by that. And it seems that Athena's little spiritual power battery is full, so we'll probably see Vava Vavoom adult Athena again. I'm really kind of hoping that Athena won't be the Deus Ex Machina and basically fix Hayate's brother. I'm really hoping that our little, nerd girl trio of, can find, or at least partially helpful. Maybe the combined power of, the otaku girl trio and Athena can help Hayate's brother get his memory back and them kind of be able to leave, you know, Hayate will eventually get the stone and will kind of progress into the end game of Hayate. But I really hope that all four of them together get them back together so Hayate can leave here, on, good relations with one of his one of his relatives. And I think, in a way, once again, to bring back the movie again, I think that would explain a little bit more why he's so cool with his grandmother in, the movie. Because he's like, well, I met my brother and we got off to a rocky start, but deep down, he really was a good guy. So maybe all my relatives aren't scum. And you're alright too, Grandma. But, next chapter will be 445. Hopefully, Hayate's, we'll make a little progress towards Hayate not being, total S mode and maybe some revelations about some other characters as well. But as always, great to read Hayate. Always looking forward to next week. So, see you guys then.